Hang on a second, I thought you said you were making cuts. That's not cuts, is it? Hi, it's me again, and I had to read this story twice and check the date on it a couple of times. This is on BBC's own Media Centre website, right? And I had to check the dates on this because I could have sworn that I read loads recently that BBC local services are getting loads of cuts, and there's going to be 38 local stations being affected and 139 jobs cut across the country from BBC local services. So then you will understand why I was surprised when I saw this story. Jason Horton appointed Director of Production for BBC local services across England. The new role will lead BBC local production teams across news and audio, blah, blah, blah. A brand new role. Didn't exist before. They won't tell me how much I'm going to do. There's no point me doing a Freedom of Information request. Every time I see something like this, like there was a head of orchestras one, they told me to go away, and a few other people have told me to go away. They're not going to tell me how much he earns. But it's got to be a six-figure salary, right? It has to be. It has to be. Well, he's a head or director of production. It wouldn't surprise me if it began with a 2 or a 3 six-figure salary. I would not be surprised at that at all. This is a brand new role created just for this gentleman at a time when the BBC are claiming to have a £300 million black hole. They've got to cut loads of local radio service, which has caused uproar to TV licence fee payers across the country. Many of the older people love a bit of local radio. This is upsetting them a lot. And it's also upsetting the people who work at the local radio stations because 139 of them are facing the chop. He's just got a new high-paying job that didn't exist before. And if it didn't exist before, is it fully necessary? Because they've got away with it thus far, haven't they? Odd. So Jason Horton, the new director of BBC local production, says, I have dedicated my entire career to the BBC's local services across England, and it's a real privilege to take on this new role. Our connection with local audiences has never been more important, and I'm looking forward to working closely with and supporting our superb local teams across England as we introduce the new plans. So from his words there, he's obviously worked at the BBC for his entire career, and he doesn't look like a spring chicken, so he's probably got a good few years in the game. And his job is to go around the local radio stations now and the local production facilities and make these cuts and probably tell people who's staying, who's going, and what's being cut and what offices are going, etc. That's his job. How would you feel if you'd done 10 years at BBC local radio and now you're going to be made redundant by somebody who just took a six-figure salary job that didn't exist 6 months ago, but you've got to lose your job to help pay for his salary? How would that make you feel? It's a brand new role. Is it jobs for the boys? You know, has he paid his dues to the BBC and they're giving him a job for life, with a nice pay packet? I don't know. That's just me having a little guess. I don't know anything, do I? What I do know is I don't like it. So yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think about it all down in the comments below, I guess. I mean, I wish Jason Horton all the best in his new job, because it doesn't bother me because I'm not paying his wages. I don't pay a penny to the BBC, and I don't ever plan to. And hopefully you don't either. But the people who do, who care about local radio services, that's one of the defences of the licence fee, is the local radio. So many people defend the licence fee. I get my value of the licence fee just from local radio alone. I hear from many people. Well, when you make all these cuts and all these people lose their jobs, and he gets, well, I'm guessing a six-figure salary, I don't know. Defend that. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. That way, hopefully, I'll see you in another video again soon. Ta-da.